Attention, everyone. The Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge is inviting you to join us in September for the African Union CARICOM Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Sign up for the 3-day package and be a part of the AU CARICOM Summit. Plus, take in all of the sights of Addis Ababa, the new flower. Or you can opt for our 9-day cultural national tour, and that will engulf sites like Lalibela, Aksum, the Simeon Mountains, and much more. Transportation, accommodation, and your meals all included. So contact us now and reserve your spot. Email us priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com or visit our website priestisaacinstitute.com. Ethiopia. See you there. Yeah, we give thanks. As we glorify Emperor Haile Selassie I in all our doings and sayings. Oh, we welcome you to another edition of the Tiger's Nest. With great joy, you're welcomed by Priest Kidemi Shalom Isaac. Smothered in the Nyabingi joy. Righteousness of salvation. Royal family, give thanks for your presence once again. Moment of melody. And we definitely give thanks to the chorus of the red, the black, and the green, the chorus of Marcus Messiah Garvey. We do give thanks for the Nyabingi order. Once again, give thanks for your presence with us. And from Greenland, high icy mountains, that is said to be one of the more favorite hymns of Marcus Messiah Garvey. So we're very thankful for such rendition. Daniel #1 band, EABIC. Give thanks to the Order of the Black Christ in Flesh. Royal family, this is the Tiger's Nest. Give thanks for each and every one that is in June, a special edition, one part of our fundraising campaign, the mission to Ethiopia, as anyone can see, is definitely on. The mission to Ethiopia, as anyone can see, is definitely in full effect, and we are so thankful to all those who are now partaking of it in many different ways. What a joy this is. But Royal family, we have a beautiful program in store for you this evening. Yes, we will be revisiting the concept of the true land of Israel, the true biblical land of Israel and the Israelites, because as I asked the question the other evening, if many ones may not be meditating on it, I'm sure you know that the Israeli state is really a criminally settled apartheid-like establishment. And it is obvious that it appears, yeah, that they are on a expansion campaign. Yeah, now why would that be? And again, that is a very serious thing, going into Syria, pushing more into the the that region there, and of course you see the manslaughter and the full genocide taking place in the Gaza Strip, and this is a serious thing, and this is why this subject area is very important. Many of you may say, "Well, no, man, we want to talk about something else," but hey, the Gaza people, they don't have nothing to do with us. Who's us? Who are you, by the way? The Gaza people has nothing to do with us. Now, you see, that's another thing. That's very interesting, eh? Because depending on the news that you watch, you never see black people in Gaza. But when you look at the alternative news sites, they may not be directly pointing out that black people are here too. But the other news sites are definitely emitting that black people are here too. And when look at specific news sites, again, maybe not purposely trying to show you black people here in Palestine, but just showing you the honest news. You see many black people in the land of Palestine. I'm talking of people of origin of that region, people that are being interviewed. There was an interview on Democracy Now! Just a few days ago with a Palestinian family, black people, not dark Arab looking black people. You understand? Quite interesting, isn't it? And that was definitely something that we highlighted to the populace in general. So that brings a bit of meditation even to the subject area. Everyone knows, well, I hope if you didn't, you're going to know now of the book, The True Biblical Land of Israel. And this is a book that has been out there for some time now. How long is the True Biblical Land of Israel there? Technically, our second book. And so it has been there quite a while. I think maybe looking to hit maybe 18, 19 years. And the True Biblical Land of Israel itself, the book is not as old as the concept. This began as a theological paper, and the theological paper really stated that the true land of Israel is Africa plus Arabia, and the true biblical Israelites are the melanated people of the world that are specifically referred to as Africans. So I highlighted African outside of um, all melanated people. No, no, this is very important, a very important discussion for us to have because the reason for even the paper, it was a theological paper, but as I would have always said, it went beyond the boundaries of theology. It also went into diplomacy, which is obviously geopolitics as well. Because, for example, as I began the program, the Israeli government, for example, and not just the man that seems to be in charge. You know what I mean? This stuff has been going on for a while now. So the Israeli government and their expansion, their occupation, first of all, their occupation, first of all, has been seen as somewhat of a biblical prophecy being fulfilled. So if this was the reason why you had the right to do all of this, because the Bible says, and the book says, and God says, well, then I would believe that your next move may come right out of those same scriptures as well. You know, we may have like, forgotten about that. Many of us not into no religious anything, but you don't be surprised that one of these days, Mr. Prime Minister of Israel stand up and say, hey, listen, I was reading in the Bible, and the Bible said that this land over here belongs to us. Come on, Secretary of War, look at this. What does it say here? Yes, you're right, sir. Yes, this all of this is our land. So when you see us try to remove these people, we are not wrong. This is the will of the Almighty. And you Christian loving people, yeah, man, come on, you're gonna see all of that because it has been done already. It has been done already. This is why they stake claim to the land. It's as if, hey, it's our land. They may not horn that as loud as never again. You know what the never again means? That's another pretext for um, a lot of the actions that they take and intend to take and took as well. You know, never again when they went through their Holocaust in Germany and 6 million of the Israeli people. I don't, well, they were not Israeli at the time, and they surely were not Israelites. I think they were just Jews at that time. You have to understand this politics is deep, eh? This politics is deep. And because even before they were Jews, they were just, they considered themselves Ashkenaz. That's why they're called Ashkenazi Jews. And that again carries the thing totally off track because actually an action an Ashkenazi Jew is actually like a misnomer. Like it just cannot exist. Even if the two families mix, you know, there's still a direct understanding through the father's bloodline according to the scripture of who you are, you know. And that's an individualistic concern. If we're going to speak about a nation, that is not something that is necessarily possible. I wonder if you get what I'm saying. The Ashkenazi people, according to the Bible, are the children of Japhet and the children of Gomer, which are considered to be those who occupied the isles of the Gentiles. Mhm. And many theologians and all of these ones ascribe that to white people on a whole, Japhet, you get it. But the children of Israel, the so-called Jews, are from the lineage of Shem. You have Ham, Shem, and Japhet, the three children of Noah, the three sons of Noah specifically. And from these three people, the whole world became populated according to how it is written in the Bible. And from Japhet, you have again Gomer and some other people, and Ashkenaz. And Ashkenaz descendants apparently are the people that call themselves the Israeli today. They say that they're the Ashkenazi Jews, and some other type of Jews, but it's all from the same region there, Poland, Russian, Ukraine, that kind of, you know, that's the region there that they would have originated from with this concept that they are, I guess they were the lost tribe for sure. They're to take over the whole show tribe, and the whole world would consider that, well, yeah, these are the children of Israel. It's a whole show, the truth within the biblical standing of the Most High's chosen, as it's called. It's a reality, and it's not no chosen thing, well, it's chosen if you want to use a language because you're talking. Well, it's not no chosen, it's just what it is. So when you, as a conscious person, stand up and say, "Hey, listen, man, we are the first people, this is the land of origin, we were the first creators of this and that, Yeah, in fact, when we were here for thousands of years, nobody was around. Yeah, we are the first to read the stars, In fact, we are the first to even map the heavens and create a concept of God and a concept of worship. And yeah, we did it all. We made the vaccine, and you go on and on and on. Yeah. So all of that first, and and created this, and you can't stay in the sun longer than me and all of that stuff. What does that sound like to me or to you? It sounds like a chosen. It's just another word, another way of saying, well, yeah, the chosen ones. You understand? From creation, not necessarily lined up and then called out from amongst others, but just from the origin. So maybe it would appear like another another set of people came up amongst the original people, and then a distinction had to be made again. And it looks like, well, they were chosen from amongst everyone. Well, if you want to call it that, it's up to you. But it's beyond chosen. We're dealing with the origin again of creation, civilization, mankind, the origin of science. I'm talking about the black man and the black woman, Rastafari. You know, the chosen of God, the firstborn. All of these phrases that you would see within the scripture that apply to the children of Israel, they apply to the true Israelites, not the Israelis, Ashkenazi Jews. Impossible. You understand what I'm saying? So all you have to do, again, we can return to the foundation of even this subject area, because we have been kicking this for some time, showing the world. When I say sometime, for a good while, we would have, and this is back in the days, as they would say, we would have created, some of you know this and remember this, we would have created what you may call it, letters, and we would have had a challenge. We had a strong challenge with this subject area. How many of you remember the challenge? How many of you remember the days when we were kicking down doors saying, hey, I'm here? How many of you remember when we would go to the pastors and the imams and whatever have you? Thousands of letters, eh? I know for sure I would have written, mailed, email. Yeah, man, I put a lot into this. Just asking anyone to challenge me. I know we would have received mm, two or three responses, two, three, maybe two people responded. I remember there was this college that responded, someone else. But of course, I must highlight a pastor by the name of Pastor Willie Jeremy. He is from St. Lucia. He more than responded. He took the challenge, and we sat down on Mr. Russell Lake's program on HTS. Well, that's the television. This would be I got my stations a bit confused there, but big up to the man Russell Lake. And we had it out, you know. And trust me, when Mr. Jeremy, when we were done with that, it was like, okay, I wish I didn't do this. Well, I mean, he tried to make it look like he he scored a point or two. And you see, that's the thing. You were not supposed to score nothing with me, coming against me. If you did last around with me, it can't, they consider that you win the fight. It was something like that. When you go to the carnival or to the circus and they have the boxer in the ring, and if you can last around with Mighty Joe Gorilla Killer, you win $10,000. It could come out with your eyes blue and black and all the teeth knock out. But the fact that you're standing up, even if you're wobbling and you drop down just after the bell, you win the money, you know, even if you're bleeding through the nose. So he thought he had something like that, because we went about a good 2 hours back and forth, you know. The man created a whole river to divert the science that we would have in the true biblical land of Israel. So it's a very simple thing, As I said, a royal family. According to the scriptures of the Bible, the landmass given unto Abraham by the Almighty God was located between two renowned rivers, the river Euphrates and the river Nile. This landmass was the initial plot of what would become the biblical land of Israel. According to this description given in the Bible, this plot of land included Northeast Africa, Ethiopia, Egypt, Sudan, Somalia, Kenya, Uganda, etc. Plus all the Arabian Peninsula, including, hear this, man, Yemen, Oden, Palestine, and so on. You understand? And this is what is seen in Genesis chapter 15. What I just explained in that first paragraph of the book is what is seen in Genesis chapter 15, verse 18. In the same day, the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates. Now, yes, I know ones may be saying, but yeah, we've been saying that for a while. Yeah, but we've been saying that for a while, but how many people got that for a while? Yeah. There's so much science to decode from just that concept. But I must say, we are strange sort of people. I must say, although ones hear this over and over again, one still speak in the old, I will say, colonialistic theological terms. One still talk about Jerusalem like this Jerusalem in Palestine I'm talking about. Listen, you must understand, as I just explained, even Palestine is a part, obviously, a very central part of the initial plot and what would become the expanded land of Israel according to the Bible. And what we would have done in our theological paper before we put it in a book is to prove biblically without any doubt that the land of Israel, again, according to the Bible, is Africa plus Arabia. Now, this is undeniable. This is now a person may say, well, listen, brother, who wrote the Bible? No, hold on. No. That's not the point at all here. This is, and we try to make sure from early out we put that aside. This ain't about who wrote the Bible and if the Bible true or not. Why would I want to deal with a book that's false? It's not about book that's false. There's a book that gives a description. Where do you think they were playing a game? They're joking around, or it's serious stuff. But they gave geographic description to highlight where the land, this promised land, milk and honey land, the land of David and all that whole stuff, where it was and where specific things took place. And it highlights, first of all, again, as I just said, that the land of Israel is all of Africa plus Arabia. And biblically speaking, that's undeniable. Now, if you go outside of that, I guess you may want to have another conversation. I but yeah, I don't know. But if we had to highlight from the river Euphrates, just think of that. Where is the river Euphrates? Not downtown Manhattan, but the river Euphrates, as we know, is so-called Middle East, running through Iraq and these places. Syria, where? Syria, interesting. You check it. So the river Euphrates to the river in Egypt. A river is a very important thing. We just did a program the other day. We were highlighting the river in Egypt, the river in Egypt as it relates to the dam that is being built in Ethiopia. In fact, the dam is done built already, and in fact, an inauguration is supposed to take place sometime. In fact, we intend also to be in the motherland when that inauguration is taking place. As I said before, I do not think it may be on our agenda, but for sure, as the team that will be a part of it. But again, we are also looking forward to that. Mhm. Listen to this. Attention, everyone. The Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge is inviting you to join us in September for the African Union CARICOM Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Sign up for the 3-day package and be a part of the AU CARICOM Summit. Plus, take in all of the sights of Addis Ababa, the new flower. Or you can opt for our 9-day cultural national tour, and that will engulf sites like Lalibela, Aksum, the Simeon Mountains, and much more. Transportation, accommodation, and your meals all included. So contact us now and reserve your spot. Email us priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com or visit our website priestisaacinstitute.com. Ethiopia. See you there. And we definitely give thanks. And let me say, the Honorable Empress Naya would have done a beautiful presentation that you should also take a look at on the YouTube. It is going into the details of this, not the mission, but the tour aspect of the mission. The tours are just one aspect of the mission. Those of you who will be with us on the tour, remember you'll be meeting us there and you'll be leaving us there. That's the vibes. Other things will be going on after that. A lot of works to be done, a lot of diplomacy to take care of. That's really what we've been putting forward to the people. So I'm definitely looking forward to those who will be joining us on that mission to Ethiopia. As you can see, the time is now. The time is now. Family, it's a very easy, simple process. It's a very easy, simple thing to do. You may be surprised, just takes between getting there. If you don't want to stay too long and you just want to do the little 3-day thing, man, that just takes 5 days out of your life. But it's a beautiful thing. We're looking forward. I'm looking forward to meeting those of you who have already signed up to be with us for sure. Remember, the door is still open for those who want to advertise in the magazines, specifically to be a part of the business aspect. I know I've been speaking about this for some time and doing my best to, get to the family, the understanding of what the mission really is all about and the different components within the mission. As I said, we are definitely highlighting the ambassador's pen, but more so, we are highlighting the upcoming edition of the magazine Kidemi. And this is why I am encouraging everyone that, business, whatever business it is that you have, remember you could definitely advertise in the upcoming edition of Kidemi. We will be doing presentations and lectures and of course radio and television and PowerPoint and many of these different things. So in the same way that we will be promoting whatever it is that we are promoting, those who will be with us will be on board. And it's also a very good way to assist the mission, as we are family here. And as you can see, we definitely have the products and the services available for the loved ones to even partake with us. So very good, very good. So remember, you can definitely contact us, email us, Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com. That's Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com. And you could get a beautiful spot. It could be a full page, it could be a half page. You could get a full spread in the magazine Kidemi. You have a video ad, you can get your video ad in the magazine Kidemi as well. And of course, don't forget the ambassador's pen. And for those who will be viewing this video wise, the link for these magazines, all the videos that you watch for us on the YouTube, all you have to do is to go below the video and you will see the updated magazines. So you can click the magazine Kidemi, any one of the Kidemis. Listen, family, if you have not been through the magazine Kidemi in its fullness, any one of the editions, this is something you're missing out on. You should really take the time to get the vibration. And then, of course, remember the ambassador's pen, which is monthly. So just go below the videos and the link is in the description. You just press the link and you read the ambassador's pen. You press the link and you read the magazine Kidemi. So again, your business can be advertised with us for sure. We always have these specials going on, but remember, it's fast and furious as well. And we're talking about tens upon thousands of subscribers, and we're going into the hundreds of thousands of people that at least browse through the magazine. So, family, this is it's 8 billion people on the planet, eh? So that is our target, and any aliens that will be visiting, then we know we really truly have it covered. All right, wonderful. So again, looking forward to those of you who will be with us. I'm talking about in September. Remember, again, this is a business plus a diplomatic mission. Those of you who want to contribute to the mission as well, all of that has been made available for you if that is your demand. Remember, you could contribute by utilizing the Cash App. You could also utilize the Zelle. You could utilize the PayPal as well. All of these are methods that you could utilize to contribute to this mission. Also, keep in mind, that you also have packages, sponsorship packages, which is beyond donation. You literally get back marketing services and promotional services and products, cards, brochures, and other things, videos to be done on your whole magazine, your own catalog, your own magazine will be prepared by us, well designed and well expressive of whatever business you're pushing. All of these things we do and will be done for you when when you take one of our sponsorship packages. Don't confuse the sponsorship package now with the donation. The donation, honestly, is just for those who may not want none of the things we're offering, but in their heart, they would still like to assist this mission here because it seems to be a serious mission, which it is. Again, so remember, this is one of the fundraising aspect, the fundraiser events leading up to the whole mission to Ethiopia. And again, this is understanding the works that must be done and the people that must be reached. And I wonder if ones, as you may hear the papers turning there, just looking for some information there, just to show, for example, these are people we would have already reached out to And I'm just showing you before we return to the subject here. These are people we would have already reached out to. I just want my family to comprehend. And I'm showing you the science of how you move as a diplomat. This is tiger diplomacy. We would have reached out to them, first of all, on behalf of our institute, which is really sponsoring the mission. We are going as a priest and an ambassador of the EABIC and of Rastafari in general. But as a business, the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge, and as an institute, an educational institute, the company is registered as an institute. So at the same time, that is how we're presenting ourselves. I just want you to comprehend. You hear me talk about this, and this is a fundraiser edition. So I want ones to get it. So we have prepared and just showing you the mission, and via email and other modes of sending messages. We would have prepared and will be preparing documents and letters, more so documents in many cases for the office of the Prime Minister, for example. And when you visit now, we would also be delivering the hard copy, whether you may see exactly who you want to see, or you see the permanent secretary, or just the regular secretary. But at least you know that you would have put a lot into that mission to make sure that this document, whatever it is the document will say, obviously it would be a well-constructed document, you know, that deals with our issues, our expectations, and deals with our outlook on redemption, liberation. And since it's Ethiopia that we are going to, it also will be dealing with the events that are taking place even there. So the a letter, a communication, because we're talking of documents to the office of the Prime Minister, to the office of the President as well, to the office of the Foreign Minister, to the officer of the Mayor of Addis Ababa, to the head of the specific parks, Unity Park, to the head of the Entoto Park, to the officials of the Ethiopian Airlines, to the head of the Center of Science, to the office of the Department of the Deputy Prime Minister, and of course, the office of the Minister of Tourism. And then, of course, we must have a package even to the head of the Adawa Museum and the other key museums, specifically in Addis Ababa. And then, of course, we must have a package. Now, what's a package really? What? Biscuits and number? Come on. We're talking diplomacy. Again, it must be formal letters, and whether there's a light gift or some level of certification, and each package must be different because it's addressed to different people. So we will have a package for the head of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. You must understand, even if you don't get to see face to face the head of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, and we're not going not to see, but I'm just showing you the reality. You will see someone that, and you must get as close as you can get to make sure this gets in his hand. But even before you catch a plane, that email would have already been sent. You understand? Even before you catch a plane, the letter would already be posted in the literal mail. That's how you cover all angles. Family, this is the sort of things you see we into, That's why I wonder how many people would have taken the time to get the proposal that we ask you to get, just to see. No, I must say, even all of this detail may not be in the proposal itself, but it is still highlighted in a nutshell. A package must also be sent to the head of the defense force and the head of the the Jubilee Palace, now called the Grand Palace as well. And of course, packages must be sent to the media houses and interviews and radio programs outside of what we will be paying for will be requested. You understand, family? So even we speak about the tour aspect, that's just one part, really. When you hear us say this is diplomacy and business, that's another part. This is why, I mean, we encourage those of you who shared our vision to assist the mission, not by giving, but by coming on board. I'm sure many can come on board. Come on board. Take a little time out and come on board. I would love to see you. Come on board. Can't come on board? Take one of the sponsorship packages. They are as little as $10,000. Of course, the largest one is the full sponsorship, which is 180,000. But at as little as $10,000, you get a good package for your business. You get magazines, you get presence in our magazines. And remember, family, let me be clear, our magazines are going far. The Ambassador Pen will have a short documentary coming out very soon that will be featured at several international film festivals. So again, just encouraging you to get a part, get on board with that. As I said, the also the way. So when you the package, pardon me, trying to find the words, the sponsorship package, yes, as little as $10,000, and your business will get a well-promised proper boost, you know, trust me. And then, of course, again, there's a simple way of donating. So, family, give thanks again, encouraging you to be on board. Just thought, honestly, that wasn't a part of the script, but just thought since it came to mind, I would share. You heard me flipping through the papers trying to find it. Wasn't a part of the script, but I thought I would share to you, like just idea. And that's just an idea of some of the activities, what we intend to literally fulfill on that mission. That's just one touch. We have a fact-finding mission, interviews, research. We got to find the people that are 95 years old and 97 years old. We need to know some things. That's the far right. Attention, everyone. The Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge is inviting you to join us in September for the African Union CARICOM Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Sign up for the 3-day package and be a part of the AU CARICOM Summit. Plus, take in all of the sights of Addis Ababa, the new flower. Or you can opt for our 9-day cultural national tour, and that will engulf sites like Lalibela, Aksum, the Simeon Mountains, and much more. Transportation, accommodation, and your meals all included. So contact us now and reserve your spot. Email us priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com or visit our website priestisaacInstitute.com, Ethiopia. See you there. All right, definitely giving thanks once again. Beautiful. So, as we were saying, when it comes to the true Israelites, when it comes to the true biblical land of Israel, and you can say, well, I'm not into that stuff. As I said, maybe you're just joining us. When they established the Israeli state, that was one of their main points to use for their supremacy there, why they're there, and why no one can move them from there, because this stuff was written in the Bible. We highlight this in the creation of Israel, 1945. See it right here in the book. This is the book, The True Biblical Land of Israel. In fact, you could even purchase the true biblical land of Israel as well. Remember, we have several books. You have the true biblical land of Israel, the book Anu, and of course, the heavens that declare the glory of no, the heavens declare the glory, Rastafari and the cosmos. You comprehend? And we have a package. I think we still have that package where you get the three books for only $50. That as well is a part of the mission. All contributions, all of that is a contribution. You're contributing, adding to the mission. You know, when you pay an admission, you are adding to the mission. Get a copy of the book, The True Biblical Land of Israel. Contact us, and of course, we will take it from there. So, you understand, on May the 14th, 1948, David Ben Gurion, the head of the Jewish agency, proclaimed the establishment of the State of Israel. U.S. President Harry S. Truman recognized the new nation on the very same day. Although the United States supported the Balfour Declaration in 1917, which favored the establishment of a Jewish national home in Palestine, President Franklin D. Roosevelt had assured the Arabs in 1945 that the United States would not intervene without consulting both the Jews and the Arabs in that region. The British, who held a colonial mandate for Palestine until May 1948, opposed both the creation of a Jewish state and an Arab state in Palestine, as well as unlimited immigration of Jewish refugees to the region. Great Britain wanted to preserve good relationships with the Arabs to protect its vital political and economic interests in Palestine. And then I go on and just kind of wrap it up to share, well, whatever the case is, they still, Britain and America, according to how the great Dada would put it, just came in and took control. And here we have it here in the New York Times from the same time. Zionists proclaim new state of Israel. See, new state of Israel, new state of Israel. Zionist proclaims new state of Israel. Truman recognizes it and hopes for peace. He hopes Tel Aviv is bombed. Egypt orders invasion. You see, so you see the sort of energy that was around that at the time. Tel Aviv is bombed. Egypt orders invasion. That is how the state of Israel was formed. The new state of Israel. This is nothing. This has nothing to do with anything in the Bible. The only spot for this Israeli stuff in the Bible is this, when it says that, what he said there, woe be unto those that say that they are Jews and are not. And I ask the question, who is it amongst the global family that are saying that they're Jews and are not? You know anyone running around the planet saying that they're Jews and they're not? Who? IUIC? No, man. The brothers, them are correct. We are the true Israelites. No, man, come on. Nobody know them like that. I'm talking about people that the world recognize. Ask anyone, who are the Jews? What do you mean, who are the Jews? The Jews. Who are those people? The Jews are people that live in Israel. And I know a lot of Jewish people in New York. They have their own community. And they wear the big hat with the two locks on the side of their, you know, those are the Jews. What are you talking about? So remember, the Jewish people is different than the true Jews. And an Israeli is not an Israelite. So we don't even have to argue with all of that stuff. We just got to be wise, obviously. But of course, it's not about maybe the vast majority of us, but it's about even our family, not just necessarily a so-called blood. I mean, our people that is totally lost to this. And you see this concept, you may, oh, this and Bible, you can Bible all you want. This is geopolitics hitting us, slapping us in the face. This is bombs dropping. This is 50 plus thousand Palestinians killed. I think it's more than that, about 60, 70,000 of them killed. Eh? All of these people in Hamas alone, killed. All these Hamas babies, killed. Eh? Come over here for some food. Drop a bomb now, man. Boom. Killed. Yeah. Real thing. So that's geopolitics, and that is because they're the children of the promise, and it's their land. If we're going to read the book, Minister of War, bring the Bible. If we're going to read the book, this is our land. Now you have a lot of old maps, where even down in the south in Africa, where you highlight Jerusalem, Bethlehem, some serious things, many biblical lands on some old maps, 1400s. Yeah, I could imagine Columbus and these ones were using these maps. And then at the same time, remember even in Mount Kenya, we did a whole program when the brethren was saying Mount Kenya is the real Zion and Mount Zion and all of that stuff there. And yeah. So obviously the promised land concept flowing with milk and honey. Remember the River Nile is a mirror of the Milky Way, you know. So that's the river of milk right there, the River Nile. And there's a land flowing with milk and honey. Well, that's the river of milk. Not unless you thought this was a fairy tale, you know what I mean? Walt Disney stuff where you had marshmallows growing out of the field and candies and you know what I mean, that kind of stuff. No, but it's symbolic of high science. So the land of Israel, according to the biblical description, remember there was an expansion of the land. I know many of you may not have read this book again. You can email us, get a copy of the book, Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com. Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com. And it shows you now, after this is in the book of Joshua, now after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, according to this, it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua, the son of Nun. Who? The son of Nun. A lot of science there. Moses' minister saying, Moses, thy servant, has passed. Now therefore arise and go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses, for the wilderness of this, from the wilderness of this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea towards the going of the down of the sun shall be your coast. Now, we highlight that this is an expansion. And we highlight that the Mediterranean Sea is not in this scripture at all. The Great Sea is not the Mediterranean Sea. We highlight this in the book clearly. The Great Sea is the Atlantic Ocean. I'm not going to even try to go into that in any detail. In fact, the fact that we have the book on the screen, some of you would have had the opportunity to read it even if you press pause. But I'm trying to show you within the pages of this book, we undeniably highlight for sure that the Mediterranean Sea, without a doubt, is not the biblical Great Sea. If it's one point I know we have locked down is that the Mediterranean Sea, to all the biblical scholars, all the professors, let's get clear here. The Mediterranean Sea is not the biblical Great Sea. Go and come again. Go back to the lab and check out your information once again. That ain't going nowhere. The Atlantic Ocean is the biblical Great Sea. And the book of Ezekiel clarifies that without a doubt. I mean, this thing is something else. And this is why I was confident when I challenged the world, everyone. I sent the challenge to the Hebrew Israelites. I sent the challenge to the full Christian community. I sent the challenge to heads of states, prime ministers, my own prime minister at the time, what do you call it, government officials, uh, presidents. I sent hundreds of letters to news organizations, CNN, BBC, the one at BBC. I carried it myself. Bush House, London, I carried it myself. That's to show you. So, and that was, for interviews, nobody reach out like that. I mean, a few people, down to earth, grassroots level. But it was as if they were scared, for us calling out the world to come and reconcile this foolish concept that they're feeding the world with, which is literally leading the people astray. Now, you may be a disbeliever, but just imagine you are the true children of the book. You are the true Israelites, the true firstborn. And someone just totally gone with that story there and have you in the cold as if that means nothing to you. And they gone with the whole vibe. That's why I began by saying, if you watch certain news outlets, you never see black people in Palestine. In fact, they hardly show you what's going on in Palestine. By the way, that's another thing. That's another thing. That's never on their headline news. Talking about the sorry they bombed the church. What kind of foolishness is that? They're sorry they bombed the church. Yeah. But when you look at the alternative news stations, you see black people in Palestine, black people being interviewed, real black people, not dark people that look, no, black people that look like they belong in Kenya, in Palestine. Remember, the Arabs are invaders as well, A lot of invasion taking place there. Just like how North Africa is an Arab world, in the same way, Palestine, that's just an extension of it all. All of that is black people's land. So I'm not ruling that out, but I'm clearly showing you that all of Africa plus Arabia is the biblical land of Israel. Now, these killers know that. Benjamin Netanyahu know that. You may be listening to me and say, shh, keep it quiet. You don't want them to hear this. Well, come on, give me a break. Listen, I tell you, we send this challenge all over the world. If they didn't know, they know already. We've been piping this for a while. And honestly, I believe they knew before that because the Bible is clear. They have the agenda. They have scholars that comb this stuff, and they have this well set aside for when they're ready to speak. Well, we are the people of the promise. And the Bible says that the land is supposed to go onto the river in Egypt too. So I think the Egyptian and all these people down there in Sudan and Ethiopia and all these people down there, they need to go to the west of the river and we will take the east of the river. Get the bombs ready. Donald Trump send us some more missiles. Simple. That's how it started. In fact, they still pipe on that. They still pipe on that. You may hear them say never again as a political statement, but every now and again, you hear them pipe on we're the people of the promise. Who promised you? Harry S. Truman? We're the people of the promise. And then now, as I said, that's just the initial plot of the land of Israel. The land of Israel is all of Africa because the Africans are the true Israelites. Yeah. Now, of course, saying that the Africans is a very loaded statement. Um, very loaded, and different type of people, etc., etc. The same Arabs in Morocco and these places are considered Africans. You know, you have white South Africans, all South Africans now you have, but we know when I say Africans, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You may say, well, the Ethiopians are not really Africans, but what is an Ethiopian race? Even the people in Ethiopia, the one set of people maybe you trying to think of, and that type of people there, and they are Africans. They're not necessarily mixed with Arabs. I'm not ruling it out. People mix all over the world. You understand? But as I said, look at the people in South Africa, the San people, and these people with the Japanese looking eyes. No Japanese mixed with nobody to make them. The Japanese come from them. Sometimes we got to take the time to look at people coming from us than just believing we mix with them because they did come from someone and we are the originator of it all. So you see that whole concept. This is why this is deep and this is more than just a surface discussion and highlighting the land of Israel, and all of that. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. It goes into genetics as well and goes into esoteric science too. The science of the children of Israel and El. It's some deep, deep, heavy vibration. You know. So one of the things I love about the concept is that we take the time to prove, I will repeat it, that the Mediterranean Sea, impossible, is not the Great Sea because you see the Great Sea is supposed to be to the south of Israel, not just to the west for those of you who are biblical scholars. Ezekiel made that clear. And the Mediterranean Sea, as you can clearly see, is not to the south of the modern day so-called land of Israel. Yes, it may be to the west of the land of Israel, like the Bible says the Great Sea is to be to the west of the land of Israel, but it's also to the south. You're supposed to just sail around it and go to the south. A lot of confusion and a lot of lies. So even before one even criticizes, you got to take your time and go through the scriptures properly. Don't just come with some preconceived opinion because that's how you grow up or that's how your leader taught you and he himself don't even know the truth. No, it is clear. We are the true Israelites, eh? And someone would have pulled the wool over our eyes and gone with our whole inheritance and pretending to the world that they're this and that. And some of us, I mean, I hear people around here call on the radio, God bless Israel, and all of them foolishness. I know who they're not talking about the true Israelites. They're talking about the Isfakians. God bless is not real. You understand? Because we are the Israelites. Yeah. And people send their money to these people here, because if you bless them according to the Bible, you will be blessed yourself. Hmm. Wow. So this is why this knowledge can't go to sleep, family. All of our beautiful people, all of our beautiful young ones that we see out there in the world today, they fall in a trap to all of this stuff. This is the root of homosexuality. This is the root of paganism. Yeah, remember the gay flag was the is fakey flag was the gay flag, you know. Remember we did a whole program on that. That's the origin of the gay flag. There is not real people, is those who, that's the first flag or one of the first flags that they rose. And we did a whole program on that, highlighting that. So it's deeper than just trying to play Bible and trying to be religious, like I trying to make you believe my belief. And no, 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 no. This is deep. That's why I said they swear on the Bible in the courts, whether you do it or not, but that's still something that people do. Yeah. So all of this expansion that you see taking place, and the little strip that they gave the Palestinians, the Gaza Strip, they stripping that away. And then at the same time trying to flex muscles in Syria, big old Syria, and flinging rocks all the way to Iran. Iraq better check itself too. Even Egypt and whoever else. Because the biblical scholars, I'm sure, one day will arise. At least that's their intention. Yeah, man, judgment in the earth at the moment. So, family, because we don't believe in no fairy tale, we have a mission to Ethiopia. Yeah, we're doing our part. Yeah, when the time comes and it's said and done, we're supposed to be able to say, well, you know, my Lord, we did exactly what you asked us to do. And every person should be in that position as well. Let's hear what this brother here has to say. Attention, everyone. The Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge is inviting you to join us in September for the African Union CARICOM Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Sign up for the 3-day package and be a part of the AU CARICOM Summit. Plus, take in all of the sights of Addis Ababa, the new flower. Or you can opt for our 9-day cultural national tour, and that will engulf sites like Lalibela, Aksum, the Simeon Mountains, and much more. Transportation, accommodation, and your meals all included. So contact us now and reserve your spot. Email us priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com or visit our website priestisaacinstitute.com. Ethiopia. See you there. And remember, Royal Family, again, those who are gazing here, those who are observing, remember the links for the magazines are in the description below. For those who have been looking at this is not the magazine. You're looking at the book, The True Biblical Land of Israel. And of course, you can email me, contact me, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. I hear someone saying they're trying to email me and they cannot get through. Let us be clear here now. Don't be using the old time email you had stored somewhere, you know. And remember the Priest Isaac Institute, although it's Priest Isaacs with an apostrophe S Institute, you know, but in the email there's no apostrophe, number one. I don't think that can be done. And so it's Isaac without an S. There's no S. There's no S, family. When you type Priest Isaac, there's no S whatsoever. Institute at gmail.com. So that might be the issue. Let me be clear with that. So you could do that as well, just in case. So, yes, Royal Family, give thanks again for your presence with us. Give thanks continually for the life giver and the keeper of life. Tiger's Nest in full effect. What a joy once again. And I'm very honored to those who are already on board with us, those who I am looking forward to seeing on our mission to Ethiopia, and give thanks for those who also would have stretched forth the hand of a donation. Remember that also can be done in several ways, and that will be a very great addition to the mission. Praise Father, let the earth hear his voice. Give thanks for your presence with us. Holy Emmanuel I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. Great joy. Yeah, man, let's just knock that one more time now. Yeah, man, of course. Yeah. Attention, everyone. The Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge is inviting you to join us in September for the African Union CARICOM Summit in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Sign up for the 3-day package and be a part of the AU CARICOM Summit, plus take in all of the sights of Addis Ababa, the new flower. Or you can opt for our 9-day cultural national tour, and that will engulf sites like Lalibela, Aksum, the Simeon Mountains, and much more. Transportation, accommodation, and your meals all included. So contact us now and reserve your spot. Email us priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com or visit our website priestisaacinstitute.com. Ethiopia. See you there.